Kia ora, nau mai hoki mai ki taku teihana YouTube, ko Miria Flavell tōku ingoa, nau mai, haere mai. So today's video is going to be part 1 of 3 parts. So this series I'm going to call Beginner's Guide 101 to Makeup. So I have done one of these videos before with my friend Amanda on our channel in the past called Ahua. We called it our basic starter kit video. Probably going to call this something similar, but the series is going to be called Beginner's Guide to Makeup 101 Part 1. So today's video I want to talk about how to create a basic starter kit for beginners. That's basically what this video is all about. So to start off with, please don't get sucked into the hype of having to have the most expensive, most glamorous, luxurious products in the world. You can start off just like myself. I started off with $2 shop makeup. I started off with Thin Lizzy. That was like everything to me and my friends back in the days. So everyone starts somewhere. For part 2, I will be going into the store. I'm not sure which store yet, but I will find a store to go to that has the cheapest, most affordable products, and I will show you guys what products I could get with a budget of $100. Ite tuatahi, primer, he pani whakarite. This is a must for me personally. I always recommend getting a primer. It doesn't have to be the most expensive primer. There are some really affordable ones. I have seen some starting off at $14. I cannot start my makeup without a primer. What is a primer? A primer is the base of your makeup application. So you need to apply the primer first onto your face so that your foundation, your concealer, everything will just go on so smoothly and it will make it last a lot longer throughout the day. There are many different primers out there. So for example, just these are my top 3 favorites that I have at the moment. Professional Primer, this is by Benefit Cosmetics. What this does is it fills in all your pores or wrinkles or anything that you want to kind of fill in. That's what I love about this one, and that just makes your face so smooth, so that once you get your foundation and you apply that on, it just blends in so nicely. This is one of my absolute favorite primers, and with this one it's really good for oily skin. So that one I always recommend. This is on the higher end of primers, but then we have things like the mattifying base primer by L'Oreal. What this does is that it is a mattifying base, and so this will just completely matte out your face. So if you're someone that always gets shiny, this is the primer for you, and these are so affordable, so I really love these, and you can access them anywhere. You can find them in your Countdown, Warehouse, Farmers, all those sorts of places, or you can buy them online. So that one I always recommend for people with oily, shiny skin. Up next, I shouldn't be talking about these high-end brands, but that's all I've got at the moment. This is the Too Faced primer, and this one is perfect for people with dry skin. So what this does, it will completely hydrate your skin. And so that's what I mean by there are different primers for different skin types, which is amazing because then it will suit your skin type. So for this, what I would use if I have really dry skin, I'll put that on first, and that will completely hydrate my skin, so that once you apply your foundation, it just goes on so smoothly and it's not all flaky and dry. My skin honestly has bipolar. It changes all the time. So some days I'll have really dry skin, some days I'll have really oily skin, so I'm not using the same primer every day. I'm basically just going between these ones. So that was number 1, primer. And up next, foundation. He pani whakapai āhua tēnei. So foundation, what it does, it gives you coverage. It doesn't mean that you have to cake it on. It doesn't mean that it's just gonna like change the look of your face. Some foundations, it has really light coverage, and all you kind of want to use it for is just to kind of enhance your skin. So with this as well, I want to talk about 3 different types that I've got at the moment. So on the high end of things is my MAC Studio Fix Fluid. These are around $60 I believe, but these are amazing. They do an amazing job, and it goes from between medium and full coverage, which is amazing. You can keep building it up as you please. It lasts quite a while, so that's why this has always been like my absolute favorite foundation for the last, I don't know, maybe 8 years, and I use this on all my clients. So that's on the high end of things. We'll put that away and we'll look at the more affordable foundation. So I do talk about these two a lot. This one is the L'Oreal 24-Hour Matte Foundation, and as I mentioned, just the same as primers, there is a foundation for every different skin tone and different skin type. So this one is a mattifying one again, and so that is perfect for anyone that gets shiny, oily skin. This is my most favorite drugstore affordable foundation, so I absolutely love this one. And then you have the Maybelline Fit Me foundations, which is still amazing for the price. These can be found for like $14, perfect for anyone that wants to start out. They have one for dewy skin. So dewy is obviously gives you a bit of dewiness, so a bit of shine. So I wouldn't recommend the dewy one for anyone that gets oily skin. They have also the matte ones as well. So anyone that has shiny skin, oily skin, you use the matte one. Matte, dewy, matte, dewy. I hope that makes sense. So that's foundation. Foundations can be found anywhere, especially these brands. These can be found by any place that you visit, Kmart, Warehouse, all those sorts of places you can find these. Another way to find your match for your foundation is go into the store and match it to your neck. So just grab a little bit of the foundation and just apply it here. If it blends in nicely, then that's your right shade. Up next is concealers, Pani Huna Huna. So what concealer does, it basically hides anything that you want to hide. So I'm talking under eye bags, I'm talking, I don't know, pimples, what else do you get, scars, redness, anything that you want to cover, that is what a concealer for. So it has a lot more coverage than a foundation. So on the high end makeup side of things, I use the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is my absolute favorite. It is very pricey, $45, but to me it's just so worth it. It's just amazing. The coverage is freaking amazing. I use light medium for anyone that wants to know, and I buy that from Tarte Cosmetics. And then on the more affordable side of concealers, I should probably talk about these ones because these ones are a lot easier to find. So there is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is my favorite affordable drugstore concealer. This is an amazing concealer for the price that you pay for it. I think you could get it for like, oh, is it like $15 I think it is, but it's just amazing. I really love the coverage of this one. Then you have the LA Girl Pro Concealer. You can buy these for like $7 and they do just as an amazing job as any other concealer. And then there's the Thin Lizzy Concealer. Who knew that I would bring this back out? But this is actually one of the most amazing concealers for coverage. So I use this one if I'm working in TV because the coverage is freaking amazing for this. And next up, hair powder tiene. So we are just going to grab a powder. This is my MAC powder. Well, this is not even my shade, but it's for my clients. A powder is an absolute must. This is a MAC one. I'm not even going to recommend this one. There are many other powders that you can use. Maybelline, L'Oreal, all those sorts of brands, NYX. There's a lot of brands that you can find a powder that will work for you. The awesome thing with the Maybelline foundations is that with the shade you can find a powder that is the exact same shade. So this is 120. It's not my shade, but it's from my kit. 120, you can find a powder that is 120, so that just makes it a lot more easier for everyone, isn't it? You can say this is my foundation shade and then they'll give you the powder. So powders, what does a powder do? A powder will completely set in your makeup. You must not skip this step. You must not skip this step. It is one of the most important steps, is to set in that foundation and concealer. And this will help your makeup last a whole lot longer throughout the day. So I mean, if I wasn't wearing powder right now, I could go like this and your foundation would be all on your finger. That's what I mean, is that you have to use powder to set everything in, and just it keeps your makeup in place all day. So that's why I always recommend don't skip powder. And as I said, there are many affordable powders that you can find, but when I go shopping for our part 2, I will show you all the different powders, because there are different powders. It's okay, don't get all confused, because I will explain when I go for the shop. Powder Whaka Ko Ura Ura Tēnei, a bronzer. What a bronzer does, it just completely, I don't know, I think this completely sculpts your face, and it's like a step that I will never ever skip. It not only gives you a bronzy look and kind of like gives you a bit of colour into your face, it also just sculpts out your, what's this called? Hollows of your cheeks. There are many different bronzers out there as well. This is my absolute favorite, Benefit Cosmetics Hoola Bronzer. It is pricey, but it lasts me so long, so that's why I always buy it when I can. Just be aware that part 3 of the series will be me actually applying all these products onto my face and showing you how to use the products. So just, yeah. So don't worry too much, I'm going to show you how to use them. Up next, blushes. He pouta whakatai pāparinga. This is a step I know a lot of girls skip. This is a step that I would personally not skip. I mean, if you blush naturally, then I'll say, okay, you can skip it. But I just feel that a blush is what kind of, I don't know, it just completes your look. I mean, bronzer, blush and highlighter. I think those are the 3 steps that you just cannot miss when it comes to your base. And what have I got here? I've got, as a makeup artist, I obviously have to have a whole lot of different shades for all my different clients. So I've had this for years, 4 different shades from MAC that I can use on all my clients. But there is also affordable ones. This one is from NYX. That's just one of the shades. Pretty blush there. It's called an ombre blush. I'm just showing you guys my variety of what I have. And then there's even this L'Oreal True Match highlight little palette here thingy. And that has a blush in it as well as a highlight. So you can find things like this that have kind of like a 2-in-1 sort of thing, or even more. So just for that you have the blush and you have the highlighter, so that saves you a lot of money. Up next, highlighters. He pouta whakapiata. If you've been following me for a while, this is like one of my absolute favorite steps is highlighter. There are so many different amazing highlighters out there. Brands are just like popping them all out. There are so many coming out that it's quite overwhelming, because then you think that you've got the most amazing highlighter and they just keep bringing them out, which is a little bit annoying. But there's things like glow kits. I won't recommend that, because that's for someone that is really into it. Remember, this is just like for beginners. So I mean, I would just get the cheapest highlighter that you can find just to start practicing out with. And then once you get really into makeup and stuff, that's when you can start getting into all the really amazing brands like Becca. This is known as one of the best highlighters. This is Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics, and I mean, these are really expensive, so that's why I won't even recommend these to you guys yet. Try and find the cheapest highlighters that you can kind of start off with. And even here's a hack, is that you can grab one of your shimmer shades out of your eyeshadow palette, just to save you a little bit of money. As I said before, you can find little palettes that are like these that have both. So this one, as I said, has blush and a highlight in it. That is base. That's all I want to talk about with base. I know it's going to sound a little bit overwhelming, but so there was the primer, foundation, concealer, powder, blush and highlight. Woo! That's 6 products for your base. Woo! I don't know if I can cut that down. That's basically, you need that stuff, man. Now we are going to turn to brows. Brows is a must. Do not skip brows. Very important. If I had to choose 2 products that I had to use for the rest of my life, it would be a brow product and mascara. Maybe lip balm if I can squeeze that in there. Those 3 things I could wear alone. Brow products. What I started off with was the ELF, ELF. If anyone hasn't heard of it, is the most affordable brand in the world, I'm pretty sure. You can find them from Kmart. I don't have one at the moment, sorry, but I used to use the little palette, and it has like the gel and the powder. Those are still one of my favorite brow products. They are really amazing, and I'm pretty sure I bought mine for $4 from hehe. So if you are just starting out, I would recommend getting one of those. It is the most perfect way for you to learn how to do your brows. There's things like Car Brow by Benefit Cosmetics. I absolutely love this. I mean, the thing with this is that it comes with a little brush. It's just like a nice little gel pomade thing, but it's just so easy to use. Now, seriously, I recommend this to a lot of different people, because it's just such an easy, I don't know, it's an easy way for you to learn. And that's what I love about Benefit Cosmetics, is that they have products that really suit people that are just learning. So they have the most simple, easy way and applicators for you to learn. So just for anyone that doesn't know too much about filling in brows, you can find pencils, you can find brow powders. You can find pomades, which are like the gels. If you are just starting out, I would recommend getting a pencil. So you can find things like this. This is from Billion Dollar Brow. It has the pencil on this end and it has the spoolie on this end, and this just makes it so easy. You kind of just brush out your brows first and then you just use the pencil just to fill in, but just make sure you get the right color. Don't go too dark or don't go too light, and then you just kind of like fill in your brows, starting off at the bottom and then go up to the top, and then you fill in the middle areas. Now we're going to move on to mascara. So he pani huri kaika mo tēnei, huru kaika mo kei a koe. Mascara is, just like I said, is a step that you do not want to skip unless you have eyelash extensions. That's fine. These, you can find these for about $14, I think it is. Go to those big bucket sales, and yeah, they have the mascaras, Maybelline, L'Oreal, all those sorts of brands. They had them for really cheap. Many different brands for mascaras, and I can't wait to go on the shop so I can show you guys all the different brands. But that's basically all I'm gonna say about mascara. Is yeah, just don't skip this step. Up next, and I promise I'm almost done, so don't be too overwhelmed, eyeshadow palette. If you're into eyes, that is, you can find the most affordable eyeshadow palettes that has every shade that you can think of to do an eye look. My biggest recommendation is to find an eyeshadow palette that has matte shades and shimmer shades. You need both to be able to create just even a natural eye look or a dramatic eye look. You need matte shades and shimmer shades to do a look. So if you are going to get into doing your eyes, and don't forget, I'm going to be, in part 3, I'm going to be doing a demo, so using all these different products. But yeah, I do recommend getting kind of like a neutral palette that has the matte and the shimmer shades, just to start off with, just while you're getting used to doing your eyes and doing a really natural smoky eye look. I was going to recommend one eyeshadow palette to you guys that is quite affordable. I think it's affordable. It's around $50, but it's the most amazing quality. Would be the Morphe palettes. So Morphe is a brand that's an international brand. The only problem is that shipping can be quite expensive. So if you can find someone that you can split shipping with, then it makes it so worth it. I'm pretty sure they're around $40–50 New Zealand. Hopefully I'm right. When you convert it to New Zealand, and then you got to add shipping on top of that. I do know that New Zealand websites sell these as well. I think New Zealand brands sell them for like $60, but they are so worth it. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty, but look at how many shades you can get. And the beauty of this palette, this is the 35T palette, but I mean there's other ones that are freaking amazing. I just haven't gotten around to buying them, I'm too poor. But yeah, so I have all the matte shades down here, matte shades up here, and then these are all the shimmer shades. So it's kind of all mixed together, and I mean I could create so many different looks with this palette. Always try and make sure that they have the matte and the shimmer shades. So last one that I'm going to be talking about is lips. He pani ngutu. So there are so many different brands out there, it's not even funny, for lips. Like, lips is probably like the biggest thing in the makeup world at the moment, besides highlighters, is lips. So there are many different brands. So of course you can buy lip pencils. For anyone starting out, I'm not even going to be talking about these. I mean, these can come later on when you've kind of really gotten into it. I'm not going to say it's a must-have, it's not a must-have. So I'm sure everyone has heard of liquid lipsticks. I seriously have so many lip products, it's not even funny. Like, and I've still got this bag full here. Why do I have all of these? I don't know. I need to give them, I honestly need to give some away. I just am such a hoarder when it comes to lip products. And I've still got my lipstick palette as well. So I don't really know what much to say besides that there is the matte liquid lipsticks. What matte liquid lipsticks do is it dries on your lips and it basically lasts a whole lot longer than lipsticks. I mean, there's so many different brands. The most affordable brand that I can think of to talk to you guys about is Colourpop. It's an international brand, but I mean, they're pretty good for the price. I think they end up being like $10 New Zealand, I think. Sorry if I'm wrong, but no, Colourpop is amazing. I have quite a few other Colourpop shades. And then you've got the Kylie Cosmetics shades. Mellow Cosmetics, these are made in Aotearoa. I do know that she, however, lives overseas, I think. But Mellow Cosmetics is another amazing brand. They're about $20 each. Next, NYX, love me some NYX Cosmetics. They had just opened up a store in Wellington and Pōneke. But NYX is amazing. These are just butter glosses. I'm a gloss girl. I love my glosses. L'Oreal, you know, there's heaps of different brands. I actually, like truth, I love L'Oreal lip products. So if you are trying to find a brand of lips, I would have a look at the L'Oreal products. I hope that helps you guys. Sorry, I don't know what else to say about lips. I mean, you could just get some popo and you'll be good to go. Nothing wrong with popo, it's amazing. But I really hope this video helped you guys. I know that it can be quite overwhelming. I promise it's going to get so much easier and more clear once we do part 2 and part 3. Part 2, I will be going for a shop with you guys. I'm going to take the camera with me and I'm going to have a budget of $100. Part 3 will be my demo, so me using the products that I have brought onto my skin and showing you guys step by step how to do everything. So just please stay tuned for part 2 and part 3. Thank you so much for watching this video, but that is part 1 of my beginner's guide to makeup series. Part 2 will be up very soon, hopefully. He oi, ko mutinga mahi ki konei, kia pai o koutou rā whakatā, hei kona ka kite.